The vast spaceship glimmered like a jewel in the void. Its surface was sleek, polished, and utterly silent, except for the soft hum of machinery inside. Deep within the lower levels, far from the Emperor's throne room and the flashing corridors, a lone human moved quietly. His name was Jax Harper, a janitor assigned to clean the least important sectors of the alien vessel. The crew ignored him, the robots barely acknowledged him, and the Emperor himself never even glanced at the lower decks. To everyone, Jax was invisible, a shadow. But today something unusual caught his eye. A small chamber, tucked behind a set of doors marked with symbols no human could read, glowed faintly. Dust floated in the air, sparkling in the strange light. And there, on a pedestal, lay the relic. It was small, almost unremarkable, a stone slab etched with alien runes, but the air around it seemed alive. Jax felt a strange pull in his chest, like the relic was calling him. He shook his head. Just dust it. That's all I'm here for, he muttered. With a cloth in hand, he stepped closer. As his fingers brushed the surface, the runes pulsed faintly, and a tiny spark jumped between his hand and the relic. Jax froze. A voice echoed in the chamber. Not through speakers. Not from anywhere physical. It was inside his mind. You awaken me. Jax stumbled back, heart racing. Who's there? He whispered. The voice was calm, powerful, and cold. I am the Emperor. You have touched what no human should touch. Jax's mind reeled. He had read the alien warnings posted all over the ship. Do not touch the relics of the Emperor. Do not disturb the chambers of power. But here he was. One simple cleaning task had thrown him into a situation he didn't understand. Suddenly, the relic lifted slightly off the pedestal, spinning in the air. The runes glowed brighter, casting eerie shadows across the walls. But instead of fear, a strange warmth spread through him. He felt powerful. The energy seemed to answer his presence, bending slightly toward him as if recognizing something unique. You can feel me? The voice asked. I don't know, Jax said, trembling. I'm just a janitor. I don't belong here. You belong where none other does, the Emperor said. A human touch has awakened what centuries of aliens could not. And now we are linked. Jax's eyes widened. He did not know what linked meant, but he sensed the weight of it immediately. Something huge had shifted in the galaxy, and he was in the center. Footsteps approached. Alien guards, tall and armored, entered the chamber. Their multi-limbed forms bristled with weapons. What is happening here? One demanded in harsh clicks. Jax panicked. I was just dusting the floor. I swear. But the relic reacted. It floated higher, glowing fiercely. The guard's weapons sparked and short-circuited. One of the aliens screamed as energy shot out from the relic, hitting the walls. Jax fell backward, scrambling for safety. His heart pounded. He was just a janitor, just a human. But somehow, he had triggered something the galaxy had feared for centuries. The Emperor's voice filled the chamber again. Do not fear. I am not your enemy. Not yet. But the path you are on will test you beyond imagination. What path? Jax asked. The path of power, of awakening, of humanity's place among the stars. You touched me. You are chosen, though you do not yet understand why. Suddenly the chamber shook. The walls cracked. The relic hovered toward Jax, a strange aura connecting them. He felt energy rushing through his veins. Thoughts he had never had. The history of the relic, the secrets of the Emperor, the wars between galaxies, flashed in his mind. Jax gasped. He understood nothing, yet everything. He was terrified. Yet the alien guards backed away, fear and awe written across their faces. The Emperor's voice echoed one last time in the chamber. The galaxy will not wait. Neither will your destiny. And then the relic floated silently, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. The chamber was still again. Jax Harper, janitor of an alien spaceship, had become something else. Something bigger. Something chosen. He did not know what awaited him, but he would not be the same again. And that was just the beginning. Jax Harper sat in the dim light of the relic chamber, still trembling. His hands glowed faintly with the energy from the relic. He could feel it inside him, pulsing, almost alive. The knowledge of the galaxy, of wars, empires, and lost civilizations, rushed through his mind. He was terrified, but he couldn't look away. Above him, the alien spaceship hummed like a beast awake. He knew the Emperor had been disturbed, and every guard, every officer would soon be looking for him. Yet the relic seemed to shield him, whispering reassurance in a voice only he could hear. "You are more than a janitor," it said. "You are the spark the galaxy has forgotten." Jax swallowed hard. "I'm just a human. What can I do?" The chamber doors burst open. Alien soldiers, armored in dark metal, poured in. Their multi-limbed forms moved fast, weapons raised. They were the Emperor's personal guards, trained to destroy anything that touched the relic. But as they approached, Jax noticed something strange. The energy from the relic wasn't just inside him, it was around him, like an invisible shield. The first guard fired a pulse weapon, and it bounced harmlessly off him, the metal sizzling from the force. The second guard swung a blade, and it stopped midair, frozen by an unseen power. Jax stepped back, panicked. I don't want to hurt anyone," he shouted. The relic pulsed brighter, and the voice in his head answered calmly. "You do not hurt. You protect. The energy responds to you. Trust yourself." One of the soldiers tried to rush him, but the air around Jax shimmered. In an instant, the man was thrown back, crashing into the wall with a heavy thud. The other guards froze. Fear ran across their faces. They had faced countless enemies, but never a human touched by the Emperor's relic. Jax took a deep breath. His fear was turning into something else, confidence. He didn't know why, but the relic seemed to want him to survive. Suddenly, a loud alarm blared through the ship. The Emperor's voice echoed, this time from the main communication channels. "All units. The human has awakened the relic. Do not approach. Contain him at all costs." Jax's heart sank. He wasn't just in trouble now, he had become the target of the entire Emperor's fleet. He needed a plan. But he had none. "Trust yourself," the relic whispered again. Taking a deep breath, Jax sprinted toward a narrow maintenance corridor. The alien guards followed, but every time they got close, the relic's energy flared, sending them flying or freezing them in place. Jax's fear faded, replaced by a strange exhilaration. He could feel the power, but more importantly, he could control it. The corridor twisted and turned, but Jax knew instinctively where to go. Images of the ship flashed in his mind, its engines, the bridge, even secret cargo bays. The relic seemed to be guiding him. He reached a door marked with symbols he didn't understand. Without hesitation, he placed his hand on it. The runes glowed, and the door slid open silently. Beyond it lay a small chamber filled with strange machines, glowing crystals and floating devices. Jax had no idea what they were, but he felt drawn to one object, a small orb, glowing with faint blue light. The moment he touched it, his mind expanded. He saw visions of the Emperor's empire, vast fleets of warships, planets enslaved, and a galaxy ruled by fear. But he also saw something no alien had seen for centuries, a weakness. A flaw in the Emperor's plan. Jax gasped. I can stop him." A voice echoed from the orb, similar to the relic. "The galaxy has forgotten you. But now you can remind it. They fear you, and rightly so. But you must act carefully. One mistake and all will be lost." Jax looked around. He was still just a human. He was alone. And yet he held the power to challenge an emperor. Back in the main corridors, the alien soldiers regrouped. Their leader, a massive being with 6 glowing eyes, spoke sharply. "The human wields the relic. He is not to be underestimated. Contain him, no exceptions." Jax knew he couldn't fight all of them at once. But he didn't need to. The relic was with him, and it seemed to anticipate every move. He ran, using the ship's maintenance passages to avoid the bulk of the guards. Every turn, every corridor, the relic guided him. Soon he reached a hangar bay. Small fighter ships rested inside, engines glowing faintly. Jax paused. "I don't know how to fly one. But maybe I don't have to." The relic pulsed and floated ahead, guiding him to the cockpit of the first ship. The controls lit up as if recognizing him. With shaking hands, Jax gripped the controls. The engine hummed to life. He wasn't just a janitor anymore. He was a pilot, a warrior, a human chosen to challenge the Emperor himself. Above, the Emperor's fleet closed in. Massive warships filled the viewport, weapons ready to strike. Jax's fingers hovered over the controls. The relic pulsed brighter, almost like it was alive. Trust yourself, and awaken what lies within. Jax took a deep breath. He remembered the orb, the visions, the power flowing through him. And for the first time he didn't feel fear. He felt determination. He pressed a button, and the fighter shot forward, faster than any human could have imagined. Energy crackled around the ship as the relic responded to him. The alien fleet hesitated, shocked by the human's sudden burst of power. This was only the beginning. The galaxy had never seen a human like Jax Harper. A janitor had become a spark of change, a force that could awaken the forgotten power of humanity. And the Emperor would notice soon. Jax Harper's fighter raced through the vast alien fleet. Energy from the relic hummed around him, guiding every movement, every maneuver. He could feel the power inside him growing, the human spark no alien had expected. The Emperor's warships, once terrifying, now seemed slow and clumsy against his instincts. Ahead, the flagship loomed like a dark mountain. This was where the Emperor awaited, where the relic's true challenge would unfold. Jax's heart pounded. Fear gnawed at him. But alongside it burned a strange courage. The galaxy had chosen him for this. The relic pulsed. Its voice echoed in his mind. You are ready. But the Emperor will test not just your strength, but your will. Do not falter. Jax tightened his grip on the controls. He remembered the visions from the orb. The Emperor's empire, the enslaved planets, the fear that ruled billions. And he remembered the flaw. The Emperor had relied too much on power, ignoring something simple yet profound. Human courage, ingenuity, and unpredictability. The flagship's defenses opened fire. Massive energy beams cut through space, and smaller fighters swarmed around him. Jax felt the relic surge, surrounding his ship with a protective aura. He dodged, weaved, and struck with precision, energy bursting from the fighter like lightning. One by one, enemy ships exploded or were thrown off course. Inside the flagship, the Emperor observed calmly. His massive form towered over the command room, dozens of eyes glowing like stars. Yet for the first time in centuries he felt unease. A human had awakened a relic thought lost. A human had survived where entire legions had failed. So this is the one they fear so much, the Emperor murmured, his voice resonating through the ship. A weak, fragile species, yet touched by power. He raised a massive hand, and energy waves rippled through the flagship, tearing the floor and walls. Jax's fighter was caught in the blast, shaking violently. The relic's energy flared, pushing against the Emperor's power, holding the ship steady. You cannot defeat me, human, the Emperor's voice thundered in Jax's mind. You are insignificant. Jax's hands shook, but he clenched them. I am human. And humans never give up, he shouted. The relic pulsed at his words, and energy shot out like a tidal wave, striking the flagship. The ship shuddered, alarms blaring everywhere. Inside the flagship, the Emperor's eyes widened. His energy attacks, honed over centuries, were being reflected, amplified, and turned back by the relic through the human. Jax's touch was rewriting the flow of power itself. The fight was not just physical. It was mental, spiritual, a battle of wills. Jax could see flashes of the Emperor's memories, his strategies, his fears. And he realized something shocking. The Emperor had never faced someone unpredictable, someone willing to risk everything without fear of rules or power. The relic whispered, guiding him. Strike at the core, the center of his control. End his reign. Jax's fighter surged forward, weaving through collapsing energy barriers. The core of the flagship glowed. A massive crystal pulsing with dark energy, feeding the Emperor's power. If it fell, the Empire's control would shatter. With a deep breath, Jax placed his hand on the controls and focused. The relic extended his reach, a stream of energy connecting his mind, his soul to the core. The ship trembled, the flagship groaning under the force. No, this cannot be, the Emperor screamed, his voice shaking with anger and disbelief. Energy cracked around him. His powers clashing with Jax's human will amplified by the relic. In that moment, Jax understood something the Emperor never could. Power alone is meaningless without courage, heart, and the willingness to act. The relic had chosen him not for strength, but for spirit. Jax channeled every ounce of determination, every spark of human defiance. The core shattered. The flagship erupted in a wave of energy, throwing alien warships into chaos. The Emperor, thrown off balance, roared, but his power was broken, scattered across the void. Jax's fighter hovered above the wreckage. The relic floated before him, calm and silent now, as if satisfied. The Emperor's empire would not end entirely, but it would never dominate the galaxy again. Planets once enslaved would have a chance to breathe, to live free. Jax looked at his hands, trembling. He was just a human janitor. Yet he had changed the course of the galaxy. The relic's energy pulsed one last time, then dimmed. "You have awakened something more than power," the voice said softly. "You have awakened hope." The human pilot exhaled, a small smile forming on his face. He had faced the impossible, survived, and become more than anyone could have imagined. The galaxy had remembered humanity, through him. And somewhere, deep in the void, the Emperor's voice lingered, broken but still present. A human changed everything. Jax Harper, janitor turned hero, looked at the stars. He didn't know what awaited him next. But he knew one thing for certain. Humans, no matter how small, could leave a mark no empire could erase. The galaxy would never forget the day a human awakened a relic, faced an emperor, and dared to challenge the impossible.